It
is.
Good.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for joining me.
Hey, sorry.
So thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure to be on board.
Yeah, it's lovely and sunny here. If you've got, I can see you must be sat by near a window because it looks like it's nice and sunny up there too.
It is. For Scotland weather, it is great for today.
I'm gonna say it's we've been quite lucky with the weather this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that a lot of people will be tuning in and a lot of people will be watching and catching up, I'm guessing, because of the weather being so lovely today.
Yeah.
So would you like to introduce yourself and let people know who you are, a little bit more about you? I've got lots of questions, but I'll let you talk first.
Okay. As you can see on the screen, my name is Kathrine Sorilos. I'm a psychic trance medium. I'm also the regional director for the Warren Legacy Foundation for Europe and the UK. Mm-hmm. I've been interested in the paranormal ever since I was a very young girl, like since the age of 11 years old.
Wow.
So, I always used to feel that something was always following me. Like I would come home from school or afternoon school, because in Australia, because I was born in Australia and brought up in Australia, I come from a Greek background. My parents are Greek. I'm Greek Australian. So we had afternoon Greek school sometimes, and I used to come home late at 7 o'clock at night, walking from school to home, and I used to always feel something always following me, and I used to turn around. You know, you're only a kid, 11 years old, so I used to turn around and see nothing, and then I just used to talk to myself or whistle to myself, thinking that whatever's following me around, it will go away, and I used to just run home. And then I had my first encounter with exorcisms at the age of 12.
12?
At the age of 12.
Wow.
I had this auntie who, in Greece, who was fanatic with monasteries and the priests, and she thought that someone had done black magic on her, so she wanted to go to the churches and to the monasteries. So it's called the Saint Cypriot's Monastery in Greece, and that's where they conduct exorcisms every Wednesday. They still do them over there. Wow. So as soon as I walked in, I could feel everybody's energy. I could feel the lady, I could see a lady lying down, and the priest was exorcising her, and she was screaming, she was swearing at him. Her voice changed, and it's like what you see in the movies. It's similar, very, very similar. Okay. And to the point where her body just, I don't know how she did, her body just wrapped around itself. She just did these different, it just bended so weirdly, and she was talking in different languages, and she was a girl from a village that didn't know a word of other languages. She only spoke Greek, so she was going on in different voices, different languages, and I couldn't handle it. I could feel her whole body burning when the priest would throw the holy water on her. So I couldn't breathe. And I walked out and I fainted. So that's when, after a while, once you start reading about it, what is a psychic, what is a medium, what's an empath and a sensitive, that's when I realized that I was an empath and a sensitive, and I was picking up everybody's energy wherever I went.
Wow.
So
I just still can't get over the 12-year-old like exorcism thing. It's just kind of actually blown my mind that there is actually a place to go to that this happens.
Yeah, you don't usually see a 12-year-old going there, Karen. No.
I was like, so how did you go there at 12 in the first place? I've got to ask you the question now, because I literally, that's just totally blown my mind.
Okay, it was like I said, I had an auntie. She was my dad's brother's wife, and because my uncle died at a very young age, she thought that someone was doing magic on her, black magic. It's a very in Greece, like half of Greece does like black magic and the other half undoes it. So it's really, yeah. So she thought that someone was doing magic, and my uncle died from black magic, etc. Because the fact is that he died from a heart attack, but she always thought that there was something else there. And so she was dragging my mother and myself, and my mother wanted to support her to all these different churches. And we ended up going to that monastery where they were conducting exorcisms on a Wednesday. So it just happened that I ended up being there. Yeah.
And you've already talked about Greece. You were telling me, because obviously we've been having a little bits of chats throughout the week, and you were telling me that you've actually lived in 2 haunted houses in Greece.
Yes, I have. The first one was in between 2013. We moved at the end of 2013, and we moved out in 2014, I think, 14 or 15. I can't remember now. It's been a while back. And the other house was in 2017. But the one that the first house, was the worst haunted house I've ever lived. If anybody asks me, what's your worst case, Kathrine, I would say my haunted house.
Wow. Is that how because of that, is that how you got into doing the cleansing side of things and helping people? And
no, I was doing.
Or were you doing that already?
I was doing that already, because I did psych after that. After I realized that I was an empath and a sensitive at the age of 12, I decided to do some seminars on psychodynamics. Psychodynamics in Greece, and it's got to do with self-hypnosis, remote viewing, psychometry, telepathy. So I studied that at the age of 12.
Wow.
And it taught you how to do astral traveling through hypnosis and things like that. So I got into it at an early age. And then at 15, I had my first encounter with a ghost, with an apparition. And then I started doing readings at the age of 15. And actually, at 15, my dad, it's a little love story here. My dad, coming from a high society in Athens, he met this gypsy. He didn't tell me the whole story, that was something he kept to himself. He met a beautiful gypsy. She had beautiful black hair and green eyes, and she fell in love with him. And she taught him how to do readings on a normal deck of cards. Dad, being a Scorpio, he was an empath and a sensitive and a bit of a psychic himself, so he picked it up straight away. So I used to see him do the readings on his own. Well, I asked him what happened to that story. He goes, well, I ended up marrying your mother. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to ask anything else.
Okay, yeah, leave it at that.
Leave it at that, So, and I remember one night I was sitting there, I was at 15. I said, Dad, can you teach me? He goes, I'm only going to show you once. If you've got the gift, you will know how to do it. You'll know how to use the cards. So he actually showed me once how to lay down the cards, the normal deck of cards. So I thought, okay, I picked it up straight away. And he actually... just a note on that, he actually did see his own death a year before he died in a reading on his own, and he didn't want to tell me. And he laid I practiced. So I used to take my deck of cards to school. So I used to do readings for my girlfriends, and especially in biology, which I hated biology. So I used to sit at the back and do readings for my friends, and I used to always get sent to the principal's office. So that was that. And then at 21 or 22, a good friend of mine, she bought me a deck of cards, my first deck of cards, which were the Mythic Tarot deck. And it was based on ancient Greek mythology. And I just tapped into it straight away. And ever since at the age of 22, I've been doing readings. And then I studied Reiki. I'm a master Reiki in Reiki. Crystal therapy, hands-on healing, so I started doing cleansings for other people's and their homes. And I got really into the paranormal and in investigations after my house, the question that you asked, after the first haunted house that I lived in.
Okay. So you've touched on lots of different subjects that I was going to ask you about.
Okay.
So you were saying you're master at Reiki. So do you? Do you teach people?
I do teach people, and I do teach meditation. I do teach Reiki, but now with the COVID and the lockdown, it's been a bit out.
Yeah. Okay. So what else do you teach? So you teach Reiki?
I teach. I've finished with the Australian Academy of Applied Parapsychology. I did my course on higher self development and psychic development. And I do teach meditation classes on how to get yourself, actually come in touch with your higher self, how to open up your chakras, how to ground yourself, how to cleanse your aura, how to see auras, how to heal with hands-on healing, which is like prana, hands-on healing, Reiki. They all got the same foundation. It all comes from the universe, and you are the conductor.
Yeah. I tell you, I'm not a master like you, but I am trained in my level 1, level 2, which obviously I don't practice at the moment. I haven't practiced it for a while, really, but I think I should it's something I need to get back into. I'm just going to revert across. I've got a couple of questions. I've got lots of questions. There's so much I want to talk to you about. I just, I just moved the screen and I couldn't see it. Okay. Rach would like to know, do you have a favorite deck and how do you choose which deck you'll be using? That's a good question.
Wow. Rachel, I've got so many decks.
I knew that was coming.
All right. I've got these ones, and these are my angelic tarot, and I've got my, hang on, I'll take them out. I've got about 40 decks here. I
was waiting for that.
Okay, so what happens is because I do a lot of readings and the divination, these are divination tools, right? So they do draw energy, and they draw energy. They draw my energy. They will draw the energy of the people that I'll be doing the readings. That they might be sad, unhappy. I get all the energy or whatever they're feeling at that point when I'm doing the reading. My tarot deck sucks it in. So because I do a lot of readings, I need to cleanse them at least once a month. So can you imagine just having one deck of cards and just cleansing them once a month and leaving them on the side for 21 days? You're out of business.
Yeah, I was going to say, because before someone asks the question, I'll ask you the question. Because some people on here won't know much about readings and cleansing and so on. So how anybody here that might have cards and don't cleanse them because they don't know how would you direct someone into how to cleanse their cards, basically? What would you tell them to do?
Okay. I usually cleanse them with the 4 elements, with the 5 elements, which is air, fire, earth, water, and ether, which is your breath, your soul. But because these are paper, you don't put them in water.
Yeah.
So what I would do, my husband, because we make orgonites and we make amulets, my husband has made me, I'll show you now, from epoxy glass, right? And he's got the stones of, for instance, this is the element of water. So let me just bring it closer. Okay. Yeah. So he's carved the element of water here.
Yeah, you can see the flow.
Yep. And I've got the blue stones, which is lapis lazuli, which has got to do with the throat chakra and emotions. This is the earth element.
Wow.
Okay, and aventurine in here. So that's got to do green with the heart chakra, and it's got to do with earth grounding. Okay, I'm just going to go run them through. That's the fire element, and I've got coral,
And so
And
your
then
husband's made these for you?
we make these. We make organites as well. We make different amulets. So what I do, because you're not going to sit there and put them in water. Now, there's two ways you can cleanse your tarot deck. I do it this way, and I put it on each element for a day, and then I put them on the side, and then I just breathe the fifth element in there, and then I just leave them on the side. Now, another way you can do it is you can put them outside in the moon, because the moon does represent the element of water.
Yeah.
So you put them in a waning moon. So the waning moon, as it gets lost in the sky, it draws out the negative energy or whatever energy your cards have. So it draws out, the waning moon draws out all the energy, cleanses it completely. And then what I usually do is I will put them on an amethyst, a big amethyst, or that's my earth. So I've cleansed them with the moon, with the water, the earth, which is my big crystal of amethyst or clear quartz or whatever you want to put on there. That's your element of earth. Then I pass them, I light up a little incense stick and I pass it through. That's your element of air. And then I usually light up a candle and I don't burn them. I just pass them through, and that's your element of fire. And then I usually leave them because tarot decks have got to do with mystical and answers and divination. I usually leave them out on a full moon, so they can charge with the full moon energy. So there you go.
With crystals, you put them out in charge of the moon. So I know a couple of people on here be very interested to learn from you. You see, that's why I was asking you certain questions, because like that one, I know there's a certain lady on here that'd be very interested to know the answers to those things. You see, and you said with your crystals. Going back to your makes and your amulets and things, are those made that you can sell? Do you sell those to people?
We sell them. We sell them online. You can find me. You can find my amulets and my organites on my page, which is Mystical Whispers by Kathrine Sorilos.
Which I will put the link on as soon as we've finished. As soon as then again, my friend Tasha Brown is on. So if you find that, Tash, and you can put that link on, that'd be great. If not, I'll do it at the end to make sure your link's on there. And I will make sure it's actually on the event wall for you as well. I'll pop that on there for you later today, because that'd be really interesting. I'm sure people would be interested in purchasing those. I've got my own questions, but I want to ask the audience questions before I lose them on the screen as well. This is a lovely friend of mine, Nigel. He runs a team, Spectra Ghost Seekers, and he works with our team quite a lot and some other teams. His question for you is, when you go into trance, moving on very swiftly there, when you go into trance, do you see the surroundings you're in and the people who are coming through you? Some say they're oblivious to them, and others say they see everything. Good question, Nigel.
Okay, now,
because everyone works differently.
It does. I've gotten to the point. Is it Nigel? Okay, hi Nigel. I've gotten to the point where I don't need to go into a trance anymore.
Okay.
What happened? It's very rare that I would go into a trance, or I will get caught off guard, and actually the spirit that might be there or the entity will try and come through me and speak through me, and which I haven't allowed it, because it does do damage to your solar plex. Imagine having two souls, or your soul and an entity in one body. It will not handle it. So and the impact is because the information comes from the psychic, it comes through the front. And the information, if you're doing mediumship, it comes from the back. So as soon as I get hit from the back and the front at the same time. So it's very painful. So I've learned to actually cut it off and not let them, if they want to talk to me or if they want to communicate, they can communicate like we are at the moment.
Yeah.
So, for instance, Chris, which you will have him in an hour's time from, or half an hour from now.
After you.
He would throw a case at me, and I would look at the photo, or I would look at the case, and I will tell him straight away what's going on.
Okay.
And and even when I go into a house, I don't do any research beforehand. I don't want to know any information.
Same.
I
don't believe in that. Thank you, Tasha. She's just put the link up. There we go.
Awesome. Thank you. I don't want information because it will, how can I say it? It won't let me use my gut feeling and my intuition if I know the information beforehand. So what I do is I walk into that house and whatever hits me first. If I get smell, I will tune into my 5 senses, and then my clear senses, and whatever hits me first. If it's going to be smell, if it's going to be touch, I would let it, but to a point.
Yeah.
This is my body, my temple. I use it, not them. And I respect the entity that will be there. I do not provoke it like I've seen people do online or on
no comment.
I've seen a lot of that, honey. Trust me. And it's like I've been on investigations and I'll be like next to the investigator, tagging at him and like, don't do that. And do not talk to it like that. Respect it. You're in their magnetic field. You're in their property. You need to respect what's in here, but they don't do it. So, and mediums and psychics usually cop it, not the investigator so much.
Yeah, that's right. That is true. I'm like you. When I go somewhere, we have guys on our, there's 8 of us on our, I'm part of 2 teams. So I'm greedy like that. Run a team with my husband, and then I'm part of another team, which I've done for 3 years. And I never, ever want to know anything. I just want to know, like I book venues for our team, but I won't read up on it. I won't find out any information about the place, the history. I don't want to know what hauntings they've supposedly had or not had, or what's supposed to happen, or things that happened in the past. I don't want to know. I like to go in like you. I like to go in blind and then find out for myself. Either sometimes I don't know where you get information prior to going in. Like you might get things a couple of days before, or sometimes a week before on the odd occasion, and you can't fathom it out. And it makes sense. And then you walk into that place or you arrive at that location and it all just hits you. You're like, right, okay. So that what came through the other day is relatable to this place. And It was information building up before you arrived. So I'm very much the same as you on that.
And Chris does that as well. He will not say anything about the case. He will just throw it to me, and he'll be like, "I will share the information after you tell me what you see." And I'll be like, "Okay."
I think that's the way it should be.
Hey?
I think that's the way it should be, because then afterwards they can corroborate, what you've picked up on, and they can say, right, okay, so that, and afterwards, and they'll come to you the next day and say, oh, okay, right, so that made sense about that, and so on and so on. Exactly. I think for me, that's like more important for me to find out afterwards, and any information that I gave made sense, or it linked into that place or people there and so on, or linked into things that happened to people before, I think that's much more important.
It is, because you're testing yourself.
Yeah.
You're testing your capabilities and where you can reach, at what level. So, yeah, it is good. That's the way it should be. I agree with you.
Okay, you hit on earlier about readings. So how can people find you? Where do you do your readings? Do you do online readings?
I do online.
I know you do. I don't know why I'm asking you that, because I know you do. So I mean, like, where can they find you to get your readings? Is what I was trying to say.
They can find me through my webpage, which is Mystical Whispers on Google. But usually people can find me on Facebook on the page that is it Tracy or
Tasha?
Who put it up there? Tasha. Okay, sorry, not wearing my glasses.
No, neither am I today.
So they can find me on Mystical Whispers by Kathrine Sorilos, or on my Facebook. They can find me in the Warren Legacy Foundation page as well, and I usually do readings either through Skype, Messenger, over the phone, or face-to-face.
Okay. And then you also have the Spirit Realm Network.
Yes,
People
which I
can
do
find
every
you on
Monday.
there.
Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, the Spirit Realm Network. It's so good that I'm actually speaking to someone at the moment, because every Monday I talk to myself.
I'm sure you're not talking to yourself. And what time is that people can find you on there on the Spirit Realm Network?
They can find me 8 o'clock UK time. I don't know about the Eastern and Central times. I think in America that could be.
I get confused, to be honest.
So do I. So yeah, 8 o'clock UK time.
Okay, I think a lot of our watchers are UK, so we're okay. But they can look that up for themselves. So I just wanted to put that out there, that not only do you make things and they can purchase things from you, that you do readings as well. With your development and things like that, in your meditations, are those on a face-to-face thing? Do you do videos at all? Can they? How do you do those?
So far they were face-to-face. But now that I think we're going to go into another lockdown very soon. I can see it coming. So I think everybody can see it coming.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing, a lot of people are asking me to do videos. So I'm going to start doing meditation classes online through videos. You can find my videos on YouTube, and it'll be like a 10-week course. So I haven't got it in my mind yet how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do like 10 meditation videos on how to develop your psychic abilities and come in touch with your higher self.
Okay. Tasha, are you listening to this? I know you're still there. Do you know what? A lot of these questions, I think, are actually around Tasha today because she's on there. Well, I know she's got a lot of learning to do, and she's always learning. And I've said that I'll help her. And I also said that if I find other people that I think can help her, then I will direct her in there to them, which is what I'm doing now.
Exactly.
Direct you to each other. You also, like you said, what I was saying about your makes and things, you also are involved in Herbalist as well. Is that correct? It's Herbalist, isn't it? Make sure I can pronounce that correctly.
I do make
candles in all sorts. Like I said, like I know we've had some conversations, and obviously I have done research as well. But yeah, you do so many things. There's so many things I want to talk to you about. I'm just trying to get them all in there. I
know it's hard, and now it's time to get everything in there. I know exactly.
It just means you're going to have to come on our other one of our other shows on another occasion, obviously.
Yep, anytime. I make my own. Like for instance, this is my my grounding little oil that I put every time I do readings, because I do get like for instance, I did a reading 2 days ago, and the girl that walked into my house, she had an attachment. I got caught off guard a bit because she was so young. She's 20 years old.
Wow.
And I started going into a trance. That's why I said to you, like, I get off guard sometimes. I don't allow it, but I started feeling sleepy, and I started going into a trance. And it was the attachment trying to come through. So as soon as I realized that, I straight away I put this little oil on my wrists, on my temples, on my third eye, and my crown chakra. And it's got different incense, like raisins. I've got black tourmaline for grounding. I've got lapis lazuli in here for my third eye to heal it. I've got rosemary. I've got sage. I've got camphor. Camphor is a great essential oil for protection and doing like grids on top of your house and yourself. So it just bounces back. The entity just bounces back.
Cool. I said I also touched on the fact that so you make do you make those to sell as well? Can people purchase those too?
Yes,
okay,
I do.
So what do you make that people can buy from you? What else rather than you can just tell us everything that you make that people can purchase from you?
Okay, I make candles for protections, for grounding, for chakras, for angels, for healing. I'm just putting some for cleansing. The same goes with my oils, my sprays, and hang on, sprays, oils, and my I do herbs, like a pouch of herbs where there are for protection, for grounding, for blessing, for uvology, for like for love, but you know, for love to come to you, like not magic, but love, like abundance, love, happiness, stability, like things like that in your house that people need. And you can have the herbs and burn them. You can put them under your pillow. Like, for instance, if you want to do like astral traveling or dream walking, make little pouches with the herbs and the stones that are in there, like mugwort, selenite, to help you with your astral traveling and to protect you, and for your dream walking as well. So that's just a small example.
And can people purchase those from your website?
Yeah, from either from my website, or it's much easier from my page on Facebook.
Okay, so that's the link that's on the screen at the moment. So Teresa, she just asked me, can you send the link to buy them? So Teresa, the link that's on the screen here, that's where you can look for them to purchase.
Usually because I make everything custom made. So if someone wants something for a certain thing, like for to cleanse the house, I will tap into that person's energy. I don't like to make them like they do outside in shops. I want to tap into that person's energy and see what they really need. And that's how I make my herbs and my oils and my sprays and my amulets.
Okay, so everything's done or made to be personal, which exactly. I think that is so. Things like that, I think they do need to be a bit more personal, especially if you're purchasing it for a certain reason. Like you said, if it's for your home, it's for you. So things I'm wearing, everything I've got on, it's all been made for me.
Exactly.
My beads, everything, they've all been made by different people, and they've all been made personally for me. And I think it's a much nicer touch to actually have something made for you than to go out and buy something from her.
Yeah, I don't like stock. I'm not a stock person. It's like, if you want something, come to me and I will tap into you, into your soul, into your aura, into your energy, and that's when I would know what you really want.
Okay. So a lot of our physical events, we have store holders, and majority, well, I think all of them, the things they sell are things they've made personally, rather than they've bought them in from a stockist. Like I said, like all the jewelry and everything are all handmade, in oils and things like that. And also touching on the things your makes as well. I've also read that you've got a bit of a witchy side. Is that your witchy side? Is the herbs and the candles?
That's my witchy side. Yeah, that's my.
I just checked if there's any more to it. Is there any more witchy side to you? Or you do anything else? And I also was looking at this, is that you're actually trained in clinical hypnotherapy as well. You're clinical hypnotist.
I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I do past life regression.
That was the next thing I was going to. Hey, you're just tuning in. You're just answering things before you've had a chance to ask. So that was my next question. So please continue.
I do past life regression. I studied at the Australian Academy of Applied Hypnosis. So as a clinical hypnotherapist, I focus on people that have got anxiety, panic attacks, people that want to lose weight, that want to stop smoking. I do regression from the childhood, if they've had abuse in the childhood. I even take them right back from the day before they were born, like coming out from the birth canal, and letting go of all the pain that they suffered from the mother's womb. So I learned that through psychodynamics. So yeah. And past life regression, it is an experience. It's been done on me. I've been doing it on, I've done it on my friends. I've done it on clients. And you do past life regression. Why? Because before you were born, when you're up there into the Akashic library, if you choose to come back into this life, everything you choose how you want to come back. If you want to come back as a female or a male, you choose your parents, you choose your children, you choose your star sign, you choose your life, and why you are coming back. So that gets all blueprinted on your soul. When you're born, you forget. That's what that's where the regression comes from. The root from the birth canal. It triggers off the memories of your past lives as well.
Ah, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
It does, because that's when you come, because in your mother's womb, you still have those memories. So as soon as the birth, because it's so shocking for a child, those get eliminated. But all our past lives are written in our DNA. It's like our body is like a central processing unit. So no, a computer. The central processing unit is up there. So we are a computer. So if you're going to format us, if you format a computer, doesn't it leave fragments in the memory? It's exactly that's what our DNA has, fragments of past lives. That's why if you meet someone, you'll be like, oh my God, it's like I've known you for years. Or if you go into a place you've never been and you're like, oh my God, it feels like I've lived here before.
Yeah. Or you go somewhere and you've been there before, and the whole deja vu thing. And
exactly,
I've met you before. I know I've met you before, but you've not met before. And
we've met before in the past life. Our paths have crossed at one point, and everybody we meet in this life, our paths have crossed in the past life.
Yeah, I believe that. I've actually my husband and I have been told that we've actually been a couple. This is probably either as our third or fourth time round. So we're obviously having to learn again and again and again. So God knows what we've been doing in the other past lives.
It's like with my husband. He's my twin soul. Not my soulmate, my twin soul, my twin flame.
Yeah, I understand. That's something else we've been told.
Yep. So we're learning from it. It's very hard to find your twin soul and your twin flame in a life. So I wonder why. He's listening to me now. So
talk about the past life. What do you know about future life regression? You know much about that?
No, I don't know, because I've never done it.
Okay.
I tried it once.
Out of interest.
Eh?
It was just out of interest. That was as we were touching on past life.
No. I tried it once. I tried it once on a friend. I did practice. I've had my friends as guinea pigs. So
as you do.
Always. So I did practice, and she did see something, but then she fell asleep on me. So yeah. So I haven't done it ever since then. But it is something that I want to do. But then again, I'm wondering, is it you're actually seeing the future? Is it something that you're making up in your mind that you want to see?
I have I've had it done once, and I have wondered that, and I'm like, is it me? Well, like I said, I've literally had it done once, and my thoughts afterwards was, I projecting that? Is that what I'm hoping is going to happen? Is that what I want to happen? Am I setting out that intention and projecting it out there? And that's why it's all coming. That's why it all came through. So I don't know. But past life, I really want to get that done.
It's a beautiful feeling. It is. And that's why you do past life regression, to access your soul's blueprint. And then again, you have the free will either to choose to do what you were sent to do or not do it. So that's why you get we're born again and again and again and again. So,
and I think also is the fact that you've got something else to learn every time, or you need to learn like a mistake or something, or you didn't do something in the right way the first time, so you've got to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
I also believe in that as well. That's why you're having to rewrite things, because you were sent lessons to be learned and you didn't learn that lesson, so you'll send it again the next time.
Exactly. And actually it does heal, doing past life regression, it does heal issues that you might have, like physical issues or mental issues that you might have in this life. Like if you're scared of water, and why are you scared of water?
Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to come on to. We're definitely in tune today.
I know, very much so. I can see that. I had a friend, client. She was scared of the water. She wouldn't go up to her knees at all. So in the water, like just her toes, her feet, and up to her knees, she was really petrified of water. Apparently, when we did the past life regression, she was Australian, never spoke a word of Italian. Through the past life regression, she spoke to me in Italian, and I was like, please speak to me in English. And she would go back to English, and then she'll go back to Italian. Apparently, when she was 15, she drowned in it was 1912 or 1922. I can't remember. 1912, I think. It's been years. It's been 20 years since I did that, and on her. And it was the time of plague in a small island out of Sicily. I remember that very much so. And because everybody in that small little island or village had died, her father put her in a boat to be saved. And she drowned in the middle of the ocean.
Oh wow.
In the middle of the ocean. So we actually went through the drowning. We actually not burnt it, but healed that part of that it was a past life, and I put her through the healing process of it, and now she actually scuba dives.
Wow.
Yeah. She does.
Mark William Ellison is just commenting, I drowned in a past life and I detest the water.
That's your answer. There you go.
And he also says, guinea pig, here I am.
Okay. I need to practice. Now I'm going to start doing, I'm going to do a bit of practicing on doing past life regression online, like that, because of the COVID and everything. Everything is locked down. So I'm going to try, and it's something that, I'm a bit funny, because I would rather have, when I'm doing past life regression, I would rather have someone face to face, because you never know what would happen to the internet. You might get cut off. And what I'm going to do, leave the person sleeping there? I can't do that.
Yeah, I agree. I know what you're saying.
I want to see how it would work, and actually start doing past life regression online on camera.
Wow, that'd be amazing. Yeah. Count me in.
Okay, I need guinea pigs.
We got plenty of guinea pigs. I'm sure there's loads of people that will. Tasha says, so the dreams you have in the womb are the ones of your life to be, but then you forget as you birth and must live towards those dreams.
Exactly. That is the right answer, sweetheart.
See, she's listening.
No, good.
Oh, and so many comments coming up. Pamela says, definitely agree. We keep going until we learn what we need. Teresa says, I would love to do one, please. So Teresa wants everything. She wants to buy everything from you. She wants to get everything done.
Okay. I'll get Teresa on Facebook, and I will talk to her either through camera or on the phone, and I will tap into what she wants, and I'm right here, whatever she needs.
Okay. And Jane Hartley said earlier she was heading off. I hope she hasn't just left us. She was heading off. We put the link up for your page and where to buy things. And she was like, right, I'm off shopping. So I don't know if she's left us or not. And she's gone off shopping on your page instead.
Okay, great.
Which is fantastic. Yeah, she said, That's which. Oh, just looking on the link. Time for shopping. So she's already found things that she wants to purchase from you, which is fantastic.
I will talk to her, and like I said before, I would rather talk to someone face to face, not face to face, over the phone now, or on video, so I can actually be able to help them in what they really need.
So I want to ask you more about your involvement with the Warren Legacy Foundation, because you touched on it earlier and mentioned Chris, and obviously he's coming up next for his interview with John. So how did you get involved with that?
Well, it was about 2017, and Chris had put up an announcement onto the Warren page that he was looking for people to help with the foundation, psychic mediums, healers, and I applied, and that's and I applied. I spoke to Chris straight away, and ever since then I've been with the foundation, and it's been an awesome journey.
Jane's just said, I'm still here, I'm multitasking. So she's listening and she's shopping at the same time.
Okay, I'll be with you in a little while, sweetheart.
And Teresa, many thanks. I'm an old soul, so she's looking forward to talking to you. Right. So is there anything that you wanted to touch upon that we haven't talked about? Because you've pretty much answered near enough all my questions, because you've linked in. I've asked one question and then you've led on to my next question without me even asking it. So is there anything else that you wanted to discuss today? Anything else you wanted to touch upon to let people know about? No. I've done we touched on to the Warren Foundation and about my haunted houses and everything that I've studied and done. I don't think I've got anything else to say, unless anyone else has any questions they want to ask. Okay. If anybody else got any questions to ask, please do let us know. I'm just checking my questions to see if there's anything else that I haven't asked you. I think I've pretty much asked you everything I wanted to ask, or you've already answered without me asking.
Okay. Now, you did ask about the haunted house, the first one.
Yeah, I did. And then we lost track and got onto other stuff in.
Okay, now that, like I said, that was the most scariest. If someone was to ask me, that was one of my scariest cases, and that's how I got into.
That is one of my questions, and
okay,
so yeah,
that's how I got into the paranormal. Because as a medium, as a psychic medium, I can go into a place and tap into the place, right, and feel what's going on. You, the person on the outside, the investigator, the researcher, who can't tap in. I'm going to sit there and say, oh, I see a blonde woman coming through, blah, blah, blah. And the other person that is not an empath or a sensitive, they won't be able to see it. So through the gadgets, right, the EMFs, the EVPs, the kinetic cameras, I can, as a psychic medium, I can prove that what I'm seeing is true.
Yeah.
And that's how I got into, because of the house, that house nearly costed my children's safety and health, my sanity, my marriage. And I was seeing things and I was living them, and I had no proof that they were there. Like my husband and my children could see doors slamming, being pulled at night, the usual things that entities do. But the real bad things that were happening, I could see them, but no one could see them. So I was like thinking, am I going crazy? What is going on? What is really going on here? And that's how I brought in a team from Greece, which I later joined. They came in with the cameras, with the gadgets and the EMFs and the EVPs, and actually what was there was true, was 100% true. We did catch a lot of phenomena, and the video is on YouTube, but through Greek Ghost Hunters or Paranormal Research Crew, but it's all in Greek. It does have subtitles underneath in English, so you can see it.
I was going to ask that if the subtitles. I won't know what's being said.
It does have subtitles, and then I later joined that team after that house. I later joined that team as the psychic medium, and went on to a lot of investigations from 2014 up to 2018, and then I moved to Scotland from Greece.
And I'm going to have to ask you, why did you move from Greece to Scotland? It seems a bit of a strange move.
It is. I always had an infatuation with England and Scotland and, the medieval. I was infatuated by that. The reason why I moved, because Greece has gone with it's going through a big crisis at the moment. So when you have got 5 kids like I do, you want to give them a better life.
Yeah.
So going back to Australia, I didn't want to go back to Australia because I had no one there. Both of my parents have passed away. My brother is married to a beautiful Irish girl, and he lives in Ireland, right? So I thought next best thing is Scotland or England or Scotland. Yeah. So I moved to Scotland, but the thing is, it's really funny because what I felt about Scotland is true. It does have, you walk upon the earth of Scotland and there's death everywhere. Like you can feel the death underneath your feet. And it's you understand what I mean?
Yeah, it's somewhere I need to go. I really, really want to come up and investigate in Scotland. It's got to be done.
It's got to be done. It's got to be done. You can feel the death around you. You can feel the people that were under, I would say, oppression, but not oppression as in spirit, but oppression all those years. The spirits around it. It's like you can smell death. It's a beautiful green country, but you can feel death everywhere. It's got a lot of bloodshed in this country. So that's why I left from Greece to come to Scotland. So
I could not talk to you and not ask you that question. I had to ask you that one.
And it's got the Anglo-Saxon system that Australia has, so I was very familiar with it.
Okay. Tasha, if you have described yourself as a medium, but you have used the word sensitive and empath, is there a difference? I class myself as a sensitive with empathic tendencies. I've hidden my abilities for over 40 years, but I don't know how to put myself into one or the other categories. You don't have to put yourself into either category.
Exactly.
But I will let you continue and answer that. But I had to state that to everybody. You don't have to be in anything.
These are names that people give. That's my opinion. Psychic, medium, empath, sensitive. These are the names, the titles, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, an empath and the sensitive is someone that, to me, is someone that has got all these abilities. They are growing, but you don't know how to control them.
Yeah.
As a psychic, you learn how to study and go even to colleges or online or from other teachers, and you learn how to control them, how to cleanse, how to ground, and how to interact with those abilities.
Yeah.
Same with a medium. So, like I said, that's what it is. That's it's like starting like baby steps. You're an empath sensitive, then you become a psychic, and then a medium. That's how I see it. And they're all titles that people have put names on them.
Yeah.
We're all born with gifts. Inside our DNA, that's another story of the watchers that have come down to the earth and given us their knowledge and interacting with our DNA. That was one of my other videos that I did with Chris. Now, in our DNA, we've got the abilities and the gifts of psychokinesis. Psychokinesis and telekinesis is the same thing. That becomes part of my parapsychology course that I've done. I'm a qualified parapsychologist as well, and you learn all that about remote viewing and psychometry and things like that. Now, in our DNA, we've got psychokinesis and telekinesis, the same thing. Telepathy. We've got pyrokinesis. These are gifts which are sleeping. And we need to wake them up. We had them in the ancient times, and we just put them asleep with technology. That's another subject we can talk about another time, Karen, because I can see you. They're like, I want to know.
I know. I'm like, we're going to run out of time. I'm thinking, right, I'm going to have to go back through and watch this video again so I can make notes of all the things that I wanted to talk about more.
Okay. You can do it again.
We're just going to have a whole series. We're going to just have a whole series of us running through, like once a week. Right. Kathrine's thoughts on.
Well, that's fine. Anytime, honey.
That's what we have to do. We have Kathrine's. We're going to have a Kathrine's thoughts hour or something. I'm going to have to give you your own show once a week. And like after you have to do a different night of the spirit realm and have the Kathrine Thoughts show every week so we can find out about all these other interesting factors that we aren't going to have time to talk about today.
There are so many things out there, so many fascinating things. And I'm learning more and more and more every day.
We never stop learning. I always say that. I always say you never stop learning, and that it doesn't matter how old you are or how many times you've walked this earth, you've always got something else new to learn.
Exactly. And when people come to me, are like, oh, you know so much. And I'm like, I know nothing from what compared to what they know up there.
Right. Well, I'd like to say thank you for joining me today. It's so honest. That's it now. You know, you're probably going to be booked now for like every week for at least another 6 weeks. You know that, don't you?
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure meeting you and talking to you. Even if it's
glad you see each other.
Yeah, we did. Even if it's virtual, and hopefully face to face soon.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I definitely plan on coming up to Scotland at some point. As in when, obviously, with all of this, we don't know. Hopefully next year.
My door's always open. You're more than welcome to come here anytime you like, sweetheart.
Oh, I love it. Oh, thank you so much. Paula says, thank you so much. I really enjoyed listening to you. Mark, the more we learn, the less we realise we don't know, which is correct.
Exactly.
Nigel says, good session. Thank you. I said, thank you for sharing. Jane said, we are coming up to Scotland in September. Looking forward to finding spooky places.
Anytime I can come and join you guys if you like. Would love to come.
There we go, Jane. We are going to talk to Jane about things that she wants to purchase anyway, so they can get into that conversation too. Teresa, wait till you get in. She can't wait till you get in touch. Julia, thank you. I got the last end, but wow, I will review tomorrow for sure. Yeah, catch up tomorrow. All these videos, all these lives are going to stay on the Facebook page, so you can catch up later. And also, we've actually got a YouTube channel you can subscribe to now as well. So all of these lives are going out on YouTube as well as on our Facebook page. Just want to say thank you to you for talking to me today. And thank you to everybody commenting, asking their questions, getting involved. It's really appreciated. And
thank you very much.
The link is on here. We'll get the link popped back on here again for you, for people to go on and find you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It was so beautiful tuning into your energy. You've got a beautiful angelic energy. And it was a pleasure meeting you, sweetheart.
You too. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Bye.